Hello, Philosophy 72. I have revised the syllabus, so you probably got the email with the emergency syllabus in which I have a note, right? I explain why I revised the syllabus at the outset of the syllabus because, of course, of the COVID 19 pandemic, and I say that basically the three papers that I was asking you to do to write are waived, and now what you have to do is write um, the discussion board entries, okay, every week. Make sure that you do that weekly. That's very important. That's what you have to do, okay, to pass the class. So then today, this is week 4 basically, and we are doing Leibniz after Descartes, right? So remember, then I will post another video, upload another YouTube video soon with a kind of review of this first part of the class, weeks 1 to 4. Okay, but today we are doing Leibniz after doing Descartes, and we are speaking especially about the concept of thisness, the condition of being this rather than that, right? We spoke already about this at the beginning of the semester when we did the exercise of the pipe, right? Magritte's pipe and so on. And so also speak about necessity, contingency, and certainty. What I ask you to write about, although you can choose a different passage or a problem or theme from the text and write on it. But otherwise, my suggestion is to explain what Leibniz means that when he says that we have to distinguish between what is certain and what is necessary. Okay, so again, necessity, contingency, certainty. So let me read this. This is from the bottom of page 7 uh, in the text by Leibniz, right? When he says that, basically speaking about the notion of an individual substance, you will remember that I said that the notion of an individual substance is different from the individual substance, meaning that individual substance is anything whatsoever, any human being. The notion of it, the notion of an individual substance, is a kind of blueprint of the existence of this individual substance. It includes the past, the present, and the future. What has happened is happening and will happen to anything whatsoever, any human being, and so on and so forth. Okay? So he says, well, if we had this idea of the notion of an individual substance, that something is already included, everything is already included in the notion, then this, and I quote, seems to destroy the difference between contingent and necessary truths. Okay, now what is contingent? What is necessary? Necessary, necessity, right, names that which must be. Something is the way it is because it must be that way, whereas contingency is contingency names that which can be but can also not be. Okay, something which happens may also not happen, right? For example, I am speaking right now, I can also stop speaking and not speak, right? Speaking is ultimately up to me, so to speak. Speaking is, contingent. I am not speaking under some kind of compulsion. Someone is forcing me to speak. No, I speak freely. So, right. So this is contingent. Okay. So the question is really for Leibniz, a question, as he says, of human freedom. This would, I quote again, rule out human freedom and imply that all the events in the world, including our actions, are governed by an absolute fate, right? Fate, destiny. But then he says to this, again, I'm quoting, to this I reply that we have to distinguish precisely between what is certain and what is necessary. Okay, everyone agrees that the future contingents, things that happen, are certain, are assured, because he says God foresees them, but we don't infer, right? We don't imply by that that they are also necessary. Okay, what does this mean? Again, the idea is that what is certain, right? What happens with a degree of certainty. When we say that something will happen, something will be the case, we don't mean that something must happen or must be the case. We mean with this will, this modal will, with this idea, modality of certainty, that the probability that something might happen, right? Because we start from possibility, then we get into probability, something can happen, something may or might happen, and then we say something will happen for sure, 100%, right? With certainty. Okay, but this certainty is nothing but the highest degree, the utmost degree of probability. When probability gets so high, let's say 80, 90, 99%, 100%, right? Then probability itself becomes certainty. But certainty is still part of a contingency. It is still part of that which may, can happen, but can also not happen. At least there is a point in time at which what happens can also not happen. This is contingency, and this is completely different from the situation in which something happens because it must happen. For example, say natural growth, you know, death itself for any given living organism, there is a must, a necessity. This is something that must happen, but this is different from, again, what may and may also not be the case. Okay, there is a point in time at which, again, an event that then maybe happens or does not happen is in the realm of on the plane of indeterminacy. Okay, so that's the idea of contingency. I hope that this is relatively clear. Okay, so in any case, I will upload again a new video soon with a kind of review of this first part of the class. Okay, weeks 1 to 4, and then we'll move into part 2 and week 5. Remember, the course has a theme. The theme is the self, the other, and the world. We saw the self established, the centrality of the self established by Descartes. Now we are doing Leibniz, and then we will continue with Spinoza, Nietzsche, and so on. Okay, so see you next time. Thanks. Bye.